pay the IRS. As many of you guys probably already know, that today, or actually the 15th, is the final deadline for income taxes. Final deadline for income taxes. And I'm here at the office. I've been working all day on income tax returns, and we got a few more returns I'm doing right now. And it's funny. I was just talking to my friend Mike. I'm not sure, he might be on here. I was talking to my friend Mike. He's up in Northern California, and we were talking about, taxes, people owing money. And I just finished up a return, and I felt really bad for my friend. As a friend and client, he had a 6-figure tax bill. Now, what do you do when you have a 6-figure tax bill? Go ahead and put it in the comments here. What would you do if you ended up getting a 6-figure tax bill? Well, there's a lot of options that you actually have. So let's talk about those options. When you do file your taxes, the most important thing is to file your taxes. There have been so many times that I've actually assisted people to file their taxes, and they ended up having a tax bill, and they didn't want to file their taxes because they couldn't afford to pay the bill that they had just gotten from the IRS. The most important thing for you to do is actually just make sure you file the tax returns, because there are some very significant penalties for you not filing your tax return on time. And today's, this is one of the strangest years ever when it comes down to taxes. A lot of our colleagues are saying this is the tax season that never ends, because literally here we are in October, and the October 15th is the final deadline for individual tax returns. So the most important thing is just make sure you file your tax returns, guys. That's going to be a really important thing. 2, now you got this huge bill, right? You got this huge bill, and you don't know what to do. Well, let's talk about if you have the bill and can afford to pay it. Well, just pay the bill. Obviously, the IRS accepts check, money orders. Although we do not recommend sending a check or money order to the IRS. You want to try to pay that electronically online at the irs.gov website. You can do that, and at least if you can afford to pay the bill, or pay as much as you possibly can when it comes down to that. Second, you've paid as much as you can, or you just know you're not going to be able to pay the entire amount. There's a few things you can do. You can call the IRS directly and ask for additional time to pay, a short-term amount of time to actually pay off that bill. So if you know you can be able to pay the bill off, in a couple of months, 3, 4, 5 months, probably no longer than 6 months, let them know that you just like some additional time to be able to pay that bill, and they will set up online a payment arrangement for you to get that bill done. Now, if you know it's going to take you much longer than that to pay, is you can get an installment agreement for the IRS. The IRS does set up installment agreements to help pay your tax bill. Now, it's really going to be totally dependent on how much you owe and how much time that you need on what the installment agreement is going to be, but they can set those up. Now, if you're going to owe more than $10,000, normally I would suggest, give our offices a call. Let us walk you through that process, because there could be a little bit more information that the IRS may want to know. We might be able to assist you in setting up something like that. Now, let's just say it's an instance that it's a huge bill, and there's no way you're going to be able to pay for it. There are other options such as maybe a currently not collectible. And what that is that a lot of times people don't have the ability to pay back. During COVID-19, right now, there's a lot of people that are unemployed right now, or on unemployment, getting unemployment, or don't have the ability to pay back that money. So there's a variety of different options that we can take advantage of, such as a thing called a currently not collectible status, or even possibly an offer in compromise. That's way more detailed than the time that I have here to go over, but there are some additional options. Now, one thing you do need to understand is that when you cannot pay the IRS in full, when that money is due, that penalties and interest will continue to accrue until the balance is completely paid off. Even though you are on an installment agreement, penalties are going to keep on accruing, interest will keep on accruing until the final balance is actually paid. Also know that if the payments that you're making go past the year, take longer than a year, and it goes into the next filing season, you may have a refund the following year. There's a very good chance the IRS will keep the refund if you happen to get a refund. They may keep that refund to help pay back the tax debt that you currently owe. Now, also, the IRS can file a lien against your property if you have a tax debt owed. That is one of the tools that they have, is to file a tax lien against your property if you owe them money. And lastly, and this is typically that happens when you completely ignore the letters that you may get. I talk a bit about this all the time. I get letters to all my clients when the IRS sends them letters. Well, when you ignore the letters the IRS are sending you, or just decide not to open the letters, the IRS will eventually levy your property. What's a levy? A wage garnishment. They will come after your paycheck stubs. If you're working, or your spouse's paycheck stubs, they will come after commission checks. They can go after vendors that owe you money to get their money. That's what a levy is. They can also go after your bank account. If you have money in a bank account, they can come after the money in a bank account. I mentioned last week that I had a client that they took $50,000 right out of their bank account. It was actually the state of California that did that. They swiped the money right out of the account. So understand the IRS and the state of California especially, they have some very effective means of getting their money. So you want to be proactive in dealing with any type of IRS debt that you may actually get. So I'm not sure if there's any, I want to make sure that nobody left any messages or had any questions. Anyways, if you need any type of assistance helping with maybe a past due tax bill, your current tax bill, if you need assistance with that, or maybe you have some unfiled returns or things like that, feel free to give our office a call, 909-570-1103. You can always book an appointment too at calltaxea.com. Calltaxea.com. And with that, I'm going to let you guys go, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.